All right. Hello, puppy.
Yeah.
We are back for a new episode, and I have a new guest with me on the channel. A good
Live
friend
from
of
Tokyo.
mine. Yes, exactly. A good friend of mine that I have met here in Tokyo, and fortunately
Yes.
that I met you because I wouldn't know
God.
how I would have done it without you. But yeah, we just started connecting on a very deep level, I guess. And we have been discussing a lot about, well, modeling life and deeper topics of where we see ourselves in future and how modeling has shaped us also differently because we both started very young, and there's going to be a whole question about this, but how it has shaped our perspectives of life. And as we are here in Japan, and it is pretty linked to the Buddhist way of seeing things and also Chinese spiritual parts, we can dive into the first question.
Yes, please.
I have a list of questions here, so this is very organized. But we're just gonna go
But
with the flow.
the answers are quite spontaneous.
Exactly. We have not rehearsed
No.
the answer.
I feel like actually
No.
we've spoken about all these answers quite a few times, like we're walking on the street.
Yeah, we just kind of know.
unintentionally.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We kind of know each other's answer, but just as I think that everything that we say is so interesting, it's always better to record. So, first question. I'm just gonna read it. 2025 in Chinese spirituality, which is this year, represents the year of the snake. So you shed, you release, and you clear space. In your life, what was heavy and what fell away during this year, and how do you resonate with that year of the snake kind of aspect?
Well, very good question.
Yeah.
But I think it's crazy because when you first told me you were going to talk about the Chinese New Year and everything, I had no idea. We couldn't, both of us couldn't remember what our actual what year we were born in, and we're both born in the same year. And so I find it quite
2001.
interesting.
By
so
the way,
it makes it even more interesting than that is that we are born in the year of the snake.
Yeah.
So
this is our year.
The first year of a new cycle, or like sort of the rounding off of starting afresh in some sort of way.
Yeah.
Which is also makes it even more interesting that how this year has been all about shedding away old things and making space for new. But I think for me this year has been a lot about reflection. I've definitely spent a lot of time, so much time, thinking about what I want to do with my life. And I think that's also a very normal thing to feel in your early mid-20s. Just constantly evaluating everything. But I think that leaving this year, I'm quite grateful for that thought process that I have gone on this year, because I feel like it's getting me closer to doing what I really want to be doing. Yeah. And also having realizations of certain priorities and everything. But at times, definitely, this has been very frustrating because it feels like you spend a lot of time thinking, and obviously there's no quick overnight change that goes on. And so I think I'll look back on this year and be grateful for the steps I took and allowing myself to question and to take time to figure out what I want to do. But it's definitely taking its time.
Yeah, and I think that you also attract the people who are maybe in the same mindset or in the same reflective perspective than you are at that certain time. And so I think that we also met at this perfect timing, and we both had those reflections about how I think modeling and this industry can also feel very shallow and maybe not always fulfilling all of our needs.
And I think that's why we got on almost like instantaneously. So you recognize when somebody is kind of at a similar point in their life. Yeah. And it's quite,
or that there's something deeper about that person. But because, like, again, I am very grateful for the modeling and the opportunities and the travel that it allows me to do, but sometimes you also just realize that it can just be super boring and superficial to only focus on clothes and castings and your physique, and you also realize maybe that there are people who are really only focused on that, and that's not something that I personally relate to. And so personally, this year has been a year of huge personal transformation, and I have really had to dig deep into the ugly parts of me and the things that I had never really wanted to address before, being my anorexia, or those patterns of thinking that I've had for years and years, and I really thought that I could just like put them under the carpet and never really address them, but it always comes back to you in other ways. And I really wanted to shed those parts of me because I want to be able to enjoy life again to the fullest, and to be my authentic self, and to feel aligned with what I truly want. And yeah, I think that comes with reflection, and with also maybe letting go of past versions of you that you thought you would identify to. And
being okay with that as well, being okay with the fact that it's like, oh, it doesn't matter if what I thought I wanted to do when I was 18 or something like that isn't actually what I want to do.
But it's hard because you also have that societal pressure of maybe having certain career goals, or certain even financial goals, that you need to let go of the idea that, oh, if I'm getting out of that career, maybe I will never have that financial goal. You don't know about that.
Or like, or a personal goal, or whatever goes within that,
It's just an example.
No, it's true. Yeah. I think this year also I've ticked off like a few things that I never thought I'd really do in terms of modelling. But it's the same thing, that kind of extra validated the point that
that's not all.
That's not all there is. I don't know, it almost made me want to find my sort of something that I feel like I have true purpose towards even more.
Okay, well, bouncing back on that last quote that you beautifully said.
Thank you.
So 2026 is the year of the horse, which is both of our favorite animals. You move and you rise with confidence, doors open and momentum returns. You're finally walking in the direction that feels right. So, from this statement, what are your intentions for next year?
Well, first of all, that is very exciting.
Yeah.
The doors are opening and things are changing. And I think the idea of momentum is very exciting as well. Something,
it just feels flowy.
Yeah. And I'm definitely not the kind of person who's like, oh, it's a new year, like there's I don't know, you can get a new calendar out, so therefore everything is going to change within one day, and
those January intentions, that's really not my point.
But it can be quite refreshing, especially in January, which is quite a bleak month as it is weather-wise, that you can be like, okay, I've got some, I'm refreshed, I'm ready to go again. And I think next year, again, it's hopefully more action on the stuff that I've sort of been working towards this year, in terms of finding what I really love to do. And especially within that, just like probably doing a few things that I thought I would love that I didn't love as much, to make me realise what I do love. Sometimes you've got to you've got to experience to learn what you actually like to do, and you've got to experience doing things that you don't like and sort of do it that backward.
And eliminate,
figure out what you don't like to do, rather than it kind of opens up what you do like to do. But I'm excited.
Okay, good. That's a big one. My intentions for next year, I think it's really moving in total alignment with what I want and who I am authentically. And I really resonate with the shedding process that I've been through this year. And then now that I have this kind of strong foundation, I really feel much more confident in myself and in putting boundaries. And we can touch on that as well.
But you're definitely good at that.
So I was really bad at it before this year. I guess
it's quite funny because of what I've only known you for like a month. So I think I can see things from a very different way, because I don't know the like past you.
Yeah. If you would have encountered me when I was in the conservatory, I was a totally different person, and I kind of feel proud of myself as well for putting those boundaries and just standing up for myself. and maybe inspiring other people to do so as well, because I think that sometimes we are just like in a certain canvas 24/7, and that we never step out of that box and be like, okay, wait, pause. Is it is this really what I want? Is this really something that feels respectful to my needs? And also, I think big on following intuition. I think that next year I really just want to follow my intuition even more than what I'm doing right now, because I know that that is right for me, and maybe for other people it's another pull that they need, but for me intuition is.
But I think that's something that takes time as well, and probably this year, like your past year of figuring out what your priorities are and everything makes your intuition a lot stronger. And so therefore it's not just, true. It's like a real, okay, no, I know this is where my boundaries are now, so therefore I think, as
you mentioned, it is a trial and error in the first place, and then in the end you just know yourself that well that it's just the slightest pull that's gonna be, okay, that's the sign that I need to follow.
It's like, am I gonna look back and regret this, or am I gonna look back and be like, no, I made the right decision, and thank God I didn't waste my time.
Definitely. Okay, wow, that was like intense to start with. So getting back a bit to the modeling, and as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, we both started modeling when we were very young. So you were 17?
Yeah, like 16. But I mean, I didn't, you didn't really start straight away, but it's been something You've been scouted when you were 16, same.
And so my question was, what are the 3 biggest lessons that you've learned from modeling, and maybe from modeling at that young age?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things I've learned is that, and I think this is like looking back rather than
being in the moment.
That I don't think something that probably takes 2 years, but it's don't let somebody else kind of put on to you a personality or who you should be or what you should be like, because it's very easy, especially within this industry, and people start so young, that you kind of take on this identity of being a model and doing what people tell you to do, and that's it, and there's so many stereotypes surrounding it, but then you kind of take that in as your own and you think that's who I should be, and actually,
do you have an example of
you
that?
Shouldn't. Well, no, I think, I don't know, certain personality points, or I don't know, you go to some markets and they're like, you should have more of a personality, you go to other ones who say you should have less of a personality, you go some places they say you should wear more black, or you should wear more to your true style. I don't know what my true style is, because I've always had people, and I think in the last 2 years, maybe a year and a half, maybe even 1 year, I've like really dug into that, in the sense of being like, oh, I'm gonna start wearing what I want to wear and what I feel comfortable in, developed a style for myself, like if we're just talking about it in a style point of view. And I've really actually just found my style, and then therefore I think I look better, I present myself better, and I'm a better model because I know what works for me. And I think that's the same with in terms of my personality. And also it's going from being a child to being an adult, but having the same job, and then turning up every day and not being suddenly the youngest on set, but being just normal age, and trying to figure out those relationships with people you're working with as you grow older, and how that positions yourself. Because I remember being on set when I was 17 or 18, and people, they just kind of treat you like a bit of a baby, because you are a little bit of a baby, but you don't really realise that at the time. But then it's growing up and being like, actually no, it's not, I'm not being a diva or something by saying I need this now, I need this, because I'm not a 16-year-old girl anymore, and don't talk to me like I am one.
Affirming yourself in a way. So that would be
so that's another one.
That's one.
Should we
okay, I'll do one. I'll do one. So I think it is a bit linked to what you're saying. It is probably setting boundaries. And when I say that, I think it's easier to say, oh yeah, set boundaries and whatever, but what it truly means is just listen to when you do not feel, for example, respected or when you do not feel comfortable with certain things that they ask you. Very obvious example, but when they ask you about nudity shootings, if you yourself do not feel comfortable with taking off your bra or even like going all in nude, you should say no without any guilt. You just say no. That's it. And no one should try to convince.
Also, it's a crazy idea. I don't know. Imagine if you had any other job and suddenly they say.
I know, but you can get
But you get swept up in the moment.
Exactly. You're just in the moment, and then this photographer asks you, and he's well known, and like everyone is kind of pressuring, and blah blah blah. And we don't have time, and then you start like nearly feeling guilty for not being ready for that, or even if you're never ready for that, like that's also totally fine.
Or just even changing in a room where you're with so many other people, and
if
you're meant to be naked, and
if you feel shy about certain things, just say it, and don't like let those details go big, because it starts with a few like small privacy details, and then it can grow bigger and bigger, and then in the end you're not respecting any of your needs anymore.
What you're doing is so far from your truth and who you are, and your in your everyday life, how you would act, and
totally
you're swept up in this.
And that can be very, even as a super young model, that can be very traumatizing if you're going through those experiences alone and no one is with you on set, and then like you're not feeling comfortable in certain situations. But I personally have been very protected from the darker side of it. Like I've never, for example, experienced a weird situation with a photographer.
No, me neither. And I think that's down to a lot down to agencies making sure that you're not put in those kind of positions.
But it can still happen, because even with good photographers or well-known or famous people, it can happen. So
especially with
when you just feel that weird atmosphere, like you just feel it as a woman, like intuitively you just feel that, you can always either say it or leave. Like literally, you can leave. So that would be my advice number one. Huge one, by the way.
That is a huge one.
Yeah, and it's not only in terms of modeling; it's also like in any business related circumstance.
For sure. I think that any business, especially when you're going and there's a power hierarchy at place. And
I'm thinking of that example that you gave recently.
Which one?
With your friend.
Oh yeah.
Anyway.
So any I think going into any business in a junior role, when you know there's power, and I think the problem is with modelling, even if you're not going at it in a junior role, you're slightly always there is slightly always power hierarchy at place, in which case you are slightly at the bottom of it.
Yeah.
And so anyway, important thing to remember.
Yeah. Okay. Let's only do two, because those are huge already. Okay, a second one.
Okay, second one. Well, this is quite a simple one but it's not that deep. We are just selling clothes. You know?
Oh my God,
like at the end of the day, it's just some clothes. It's not like not to like
no, it's true,
because it can be a hard job and it can be a stressful job and it can be a rewarding job and all of these things, you know, and I'm very grateful for the opportunities that you get within it as well. But at the end of the day, it's literally, we are just selling clothes.
But people will make you believe that it is super deep, and that it is so important,
and that it needs to take over your life, and it needs to be your entire identity.
And the thing is that when you are a client and you may only have one campaign a year, then obviously there's going to be the big event of the year, and it needs to be perfect for you, and you will investing time and energy and money in that. Fine, we understand. But as a model, we are doing campaigns every week, every day. Like this is just especially in Japan. So it's not that. I mean, it's not that big of a deal for us.
You just turn up. You do your job.
Turn up. You do your job. Exactly. But still, then, if the client is pushing you to do more, like to not respect yourself, or like to go like more hours and hours without being paid or whatever, like. You say no.
Or like, making comments that are then going to affect you.
Exactly, making comments on your physique or whatever. Like, you should put your hand in and be like, hey guys, okay, like I get that you like everyone is stressed and stuff, but this is just my job. Okay, this is everyone else's job. Exactly, no one is dying. It's just about fashion, a campaign that everyone will forget in a month, right? So yeah, that's actually a very good one. Okay, I'll do like a different version of it. Yeah, it's also a tricky one, but be sure that you nourish yourself in all terms of the word.
Oh
So
god, yeah.
mentally, spiritually, physically,
Yeah.
because it is a demanding job on all of those categories, in all of these levels. And if you show up as a very malnourished or empty version of yourself, like mentally or emotionally version of yourself, you're gonna see it on the pictures first. It will show off in your energy. You will be cold. You will not enjoy the moment. You will not be present with the people around you. You will not connect to anyone. I have like so many examples.
Carry on, really.
I can carry on.
Yeah.
You're not gonna enjoy being
You're
there.
not gonna enjoy it, and the people you're working with are not gonna enjoy it.
Exactly.
You know?
You're just gonna wait for the day to pass by. And I know, because I've been there, and it's horrible to feel that. It's really like you just feel like you're wasting your time in a way, or that you're just like a shell of yourself. And so
and no job should make you.
No, yeah, exactly. And also I think that it is demanding, what we do. And I think that your priority should be yourself first,
100%.
all the time. And so make sure, for example, like to have breakfast in the morning, and to like,
even if that means waking up
even
if
that,
earlier,
exactly,
go to bed a
but
bit
like,
earlier the night
go to
before.
bed, have a little stretch, relax, put some,
invest in the right things.
exactly, some good fragrances on, like take some time in the evening to put on your makeup, to remove your makeup and to do your skincare.
Put on your makeup and
put on your makeup
out
already for the day after, because we have no time here. No kidding, but yeah, that would be a big advice. And again, it doesn't only apply for modeling, for everything. But yeah, I think that if you nourish yourself on all of these levels, and if you get to know yourself and your own needs, then you're also gonna put that out in the world.
And I think that can be a hard thing to do when you're, or like have that wisdom when you are so young starting. So I think it's not like, sometimes it does just take time for you to learn who you are. But I would say that, but I mean, it's tricky because
it can be big on comparison as well.
But I think that also the main I think just don't compare yourself to other people.
That's like, okay, easy guys,
stop.
Just don't compare.
Because you never know what's actually going on in their lives as well. So you can't wish yourself a life that you don't understand fully.
That was so deep.
Thank you.
Okay, well, a bit of a lighter topic. Well, lighter, actually, if you know me, it's never light. But the fourth question is about moving and about traveling.
Yeah.
So it's in the future. Do you see yourself continuing the moving and travel focused lifestyle that we are living right now, or would you rather settle somewhere, and why? Most importantly.
Wow. Funny you say that.
We talked about this.
Yeah. But it's so funny because the traveling and the moving around and the sort of exploring new places and meeting new people and all of these insane experiences, that's what keeps me modelling. I love that. That's my
Same.
Exploring new cultures and meeting people that you never normally meet, whether that's models or other, this girl. But that's literally what keeps me going. But then when I think about what I want, or if I tell people, but like I just really want to have my own space, or I want my own base, and I'm like, well, that completely goes against.
It's tricky.
The reasons why I say I love modelling. So it is really tricky. But I think ultimately I want to find something that has the balance, something where I have a base, which I live, and I have my stuff there, and I can get a routine and I can call that home. But then also the possibility to go on trips and to travel.
I think it's not necessarily contradictory.
No.
I think that you can have a base and maybe be less in that rush mood of always being on the go, and like 2 months there and then 1 month there and 2 weeks there. Like that is honestly, sometimes that's really exhausting. And also very unsettling, because your nervous system always has to adapt to a new environment, and you're literally only traveling with your suitcase, and you never have a place to call home or a community. And I think
I think for me the problem is that I go somewhere for a few months, I just like start to love it, start to get my routine, start to get my community. You know, you feel comfortable, you know where your favourite places are to go, you know how to spend a day if you're feeling a certain way, you know who to talk to, all of these things, and then you have to leave. And then you have to start again somewhere else, and that's what's...
I think that's a community part. I feel that it's the community part that's very difficult.
Because like a place really is defined by who's there, I think, and the community that you surround yourself with.
But so I think that personally we are a bit on the same page for that. Is that we both want to have a safe place that we can call home, and then still be able to travel and to enjoy this lifestyle that goes with modeling, but maybe less on a super intense level how we used to have it when we were, you know, like younger. And also maybe we're coming at an age where the priorities again change, and so for me priorities would be my social community and my family, and maybe having a relationship like long term,
which is actually fairly impossible when you're always traveling.
We could also do another episode about dating and modeling, but that's maybe not that we're not going to talk about that today. But it is tricky, that's for sure. Like maintaining those strong bonds with people who are living super far away and having to leave all the time. That's complicated. But yeah, so pretty much on the same page, and at the same kind of life stage, I guess, as well,
which is quite nice.
That's
why we can have long big chats, because we feel like we're going through life at a similar pace right now.
Okay, I have a surprise question.
Okay,
so the thing is that Poppy has been talking a lot about a certain topic that I was really not familiar with that, but I'm really interested in the entrepreneurship behind it, and also just the health benefits that go with your products. So basically we were talking about, as we are here in Japan, about the soy industry and like soybeans and how they use it as a daily product here in everything.
It's such a massive part of the Japanese diet. It's kind of like baffling when you come here from Europe.
And also the taste is so good and so fresh and so different than the tofu or the soy milk that we have in Europe or in America.
It's a completely different product.
It's very
and it's very
affordable.
And it's just a natural part of every single person's diet, no matter who you are.
Okay, and so I wanted you to just like chat a little bit about what your idea is and where you see yourself growing maybe in this business.
You're holding me accountable, so now I need to actually put my words into action.
I know, exactly. But I think that it's a really good idea, and I think that the world could benefit from your perspective on like the soy industry and stuff. So please.
Okay. Well, I'm still very much in my early research stage, but I've always wanted to have my own business. I think that's something that I think when I look towards my purpose and everything, that's really something that's at the top of my agenda. And coming to Japan and just noticing how much soy-based products are a part of everyone's diet and how delicious they are, has really made me question why it's not such a big thing in Europe and in America. And obviously we have tofu brands and we have soy milk, but it doesn't taste anything the same.
It doesn't taste like anything,
it
actually.
It doesn't taste like anything. It's not a good alternative, and it's just not nice, and it's mainly marketed as like a vegan product, and so a lot of people, I don't know, for example, like my dad's generation or something, they would look at it and they would go,
oh, that's not food.
Exactly. And you just kind of be like, oh, I'm not vegan, so I don't care. And so I really have an idea of kind of changing the perception of tofu and soy products, but I think before I'm able to actually put that into place.
it's really healthy as well.
It's so healthy.
Like, what are some of the health benefits that go with
It's really great for women, especially menopausal women, because I believe something to do with estrogen.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
That you need at that stage, and also it's a complete protein, so in terms of getting plant-based protein, it's an incredible source. And it depends how it's packaged, you know, whether it's tofu, which is just ground up soybeans, or natto, which is my new favorite thing.
Okay, I tried natto here. I must say, I'm not a fan.
Gonna get you. We're having dinner later. I'm gonna have to try it properly then.
Exactly. I'm gonna do a short.
You took some out of my soup the other day. That doesn't count.
It is pretty because it's fermented, so it's pretty.
It's an acquired taste. I think
it's an interesting thing.
It's gonna take a while before I can.
You're gonna get used
persuade like English people to be buying natto.
Right, but I think there's more easy ways to get into soy and soy products, and that everyone would actually like them. Like it's just also, I think, a question of selling it right. For example, if you eat chicken, just plain chicken, guys, it doesn't taste like anything.
That's the thing. That's what annoys me, is that people are like, oh, it doesn't taste like anything. I'm like, have you tried a plain chicken breast?
Right.
It's gross.
It's exactly. So you need to cook it right. You need to season it, and that's where also like all the nutritional aspects are gonna get released even more. It's like how you season it, and
for sure. And it just has so the more and more I read, the more and more health benefits there are, and the more and more reasons there is for this to be something that we all have in our diets. And so hopefully,
and if you look
see it in stores soon.
At some of the healthiest populations, Japan usually scores very high, and I think that's also linked to their high soy consumption. So you guys stay tuned, because there's probably gonna be a follow-up.
I think I need to go and work on
I really encourage her. Honestly, I'm like the biggest fan. I'm like,
or
yes,
something.
please, I will be the first customer. Exactly.
Yes, I'll send you some tasters.
Okay, that sounds good.
To try it.
Well, that was my last question. Do you maybe have a surprise question for me? Something that you want to know, that the viewers would want to know about me, or just you girls?
Oh, this is so fun.
Okay.
I'm just gonna keep it short and sweet.
Okay.
Leave us all with something inspirational.
Okay. Okay, I got it. Honestly, if I can say one word for this year that I'm grateful for, it's connections.
Love it.
Yeah, and community.
Yeah.
I mean like real,
genuine
human connections and presence with them. Yeah. That's all that matters in the end.
That is true.
So that's a good one to finish on, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love it.
Okay, guys. Well, this was the little
Thank
interview
you for
with
inviting
Poppy.
me on.
Little interview. It's been like 32 minutes.
Yeah.
But actually, we're doing great. My first one was 45 minutes with Gabby, so we're getting better.
Okay, good.
But I hope that you guys enjoyed this.
I'm not used to being in front of the camera like this.
It was perfect,
okay.
Authentic, and just ourselves as usual. So if you guys have any questions to Poppy as well, you just pop them down below. And if you have any feedback or any other topics that you would want us to discuss, because we're going to be together in Paris soon, so we might do version 2. But thank you so much for watching, and we see you guys very, very soon, probably in January.
Yes.
Mwah. See you soon. Bye.